Hey crew, exotic armor in Destiny 2 are the most powerful pieces to add to builds, and if you add certain exotics to the right subclass with the aspects and fragments, then you can create these beautiful and powerful unlimited grenade combos that change the way you play and experience Destiny 2. We're going to add one set of mods to most of these combos to even take it a step further so you can enjoy flinging and throwing so many grenades, and those other fireteam members are going to ask, what the heck are you running, man? Now in this video we'll go over 11 exotic grenade combos, and let me know down in the comments if you knew about all 11 of these, or maybe you forgot that one or two of these existed. And if I did miss any, please let me know down in the comments and let others know so they can experience it for themselves. I'll start it off and say it right now that I forgot all about the Axion Bolts until I was reminded the other day about a build I did a while back, and they are still so much fun to watch the Axions track, explode, and create those beautiful void fireworks. Since we're on the Axion Bolts, let's just start with those. Throw on the Continous Holds exotic gauntlets and overcharge the Axion Bolts using the aspect Chaos Accelerant, then add Feed the Void aspect so we can proc Devour to get grenade energy back on kills, and then to add even more purple explosions, throw on the fragment Echo of Expulsion so void final blows will cause targets to explode, and that's how we get some awesome fireworks with this setup. Axion Bolts can split into 4 different seekers, seek out targets, hit them, make them explode to cause that chain reaction, and then we can throw on Elemental Ordnance and Explosive Well Maker and make Void Wells and Solar Wells up to 5 total with this build. Your first seeker that hits an enemy will make the Void Wells, and your second seeker that hits the second enemy will make these Solar Wells. Second on our list is solar grenades, and this is probably my most favorite grenade build of all time in Destiny 2. The reason for this is because it requires nothing but the exotic sunbracers. All you literally have to do is throw your melee while you're in the air, that's gonna proc your sunbracers, chuck out 5 overpowered solar grenades with the molten lava that comes out of them since Solar 3.0 happened. They last forever on the ground. They can deal great damage to bosses and do awesome damage to any adds around in any area. And then just by being in the air for a couple seconds and getting 2 or 3 kills, you'll get your full melee charge back. And then you can just loop these abilities over and over without any extra mods added to the build. This one truly makes you a sun god and makes you feel so powerful, and it's so much fun to play. Next on our list is the Stasis Cold snaps. Just throw on the Osmiomancy gloves, the exotic gauntlets, and go to town. That's really all there is to it. You're gonna be chucking so many stasis grenades, so many cold snap grenades left and right, and freezing entire battlefields. You can also add in this mod rotation so you become charged with light, and then you can use the firepower mods to get the grenades back even quicker. Not that it's really even needed though. This is one of the strongest setups you can take in endgame content like Grandmasters, and nobody will ever dislike a Stasis Warlock in Grandmasters. Trust me, they can freeze entire battlefields like I said, and keep your team alive by handling all that crowd control for you. I mean, I've already lost track on how many grenades we've thrown in this end area, and so many things are just freezing. Now this season is technically Arc 3.0, so we have to show the Warlock some love here, and this is the Storm grenades with Crown of Tempest, and as you can see we can just chain these grenades over and over without even using the new Blink melee ability. So if you were to throw in a grenade, then melee, grenade, then melee, this is a very fun combo, and as you can see it can destroy groups of enemies. I think that's kind of where Arc shines right now, is just ad control at its best, and I'm actually pretty excited to test this in Grandmasters when it does come around, because I want to see how strong the Jolt can be if we can apply Jolt over and over to champions. But so far it looks like Arc Warlocks are getting just a little bit screwed here. Next on our list we have Nothing Manacles and these scatter grenades. I know a ton of people love this build, and it's very good when you build it correctly, but in my personal opinion I think Continous Holds and overcharging a scatter grenade is just a little bit better. If you're going strictly for grenade regen, that means Continous Hold is giving us about 30% initially out the gate, and then you have Devour on top of that, and then the mods. When we go with Nothing Manacles, we really don't have anything regenning our grenade as far as the exotic goes. It's just giving us an extra grenade. But if you enjoy throwing 2 scatter grenades, then Nothing Manacles is definitely for you. Also with Nothing Manacles, it does open up an extra aspect in Child of the Old Gods, so you can use that with it because we don't need Chaos Accelerant, because Nothing Manacles inherently has the tracking and overcharged that Chaos Accelerant gives us as the aspect. Next we have the tried and true Starfire Protocol and Fusion Grenades. This thing is a beast in endgame. I know a lot of you guys know about this, but solar grenades with Touch of Flame hit like an absolute truck. And then we pair that with Starfire Protocol and the Empowering Rift, and we can just chain these awesome grenades over and over and over, and they do some serious damage to enemies. But not only that, this thing is amazing for champions and very good for ad clear, because you always have 2 of these grenades that do so much damage. They have the explosion radius, and then they can cause the chain chain ignitions to enemies over and over. I think the best thing about this build is it requires nothing else to add to it. You could literally just go with Starfire Protocol, fusion grenades, and your empowering rift. Next up we have these Stasis Turrets. We use the same exotic osmiomancy gloves, and we can just chuck these turrets out left and right. The mod composition for this one is also charged with light and using firepower, and the trick to this build is you charge up your Stasis Turret, you throw it out, and then your next grenade you throw as a cold snap and proc osmiomancy's perk, because if you do that you can get full refunds on your grenade and then just chain the turrets over and over. I think we have 4 or 5 up in this gameplay right now. But again, this is an end game monster. Everybody loves Stasis Turrets, and it's probably one of the best Warlock builds out there. So I guess we have to add Getaway Artist to this build, where we consume our grenade because it's considered a grenade. We get the little arc buddy, and he is overcharged, and we're amplified, and he shoots a bunch of little lightning at everybody. Now you can easily loop the consuming of this arc soul, use the blinding grenade because that is the quickest cooldown time, and then just by the few traces we get it back easily, and you can just loop this over and over. But I haven't been able to test this in Grandmasters, so I can't give an accurate opinion yet, but so far not looking too hot. Next we have the Tried and Trued, Controverse Hold, and Vortex Grenade, overcharging them, hitting the big old Vortex Grenade on enemies using Devour and Controverse to get our energy back. I did a full build on this a couple days ago, you guys really liked it, and it's still one of the best endgame builds you can do on a Void Warlock, and a Controverse Vortex Grenade Warlock can do so many different things for you. Unlimited grenades, debuffing enemies, huge ad control, the list can go on and on, but this thing is still a beast and still one of the best builds in the game by far for any Warlock. Next, we have to throw in Handheld Supernova, where we overcharged a magnetic grenade with Controverse Hold and let it go. It creates this short range blast of void, and as you can see, it can kill multiple enemies, and it's pretty dang strong. It one hits like the wizards in here, so it actually does decent damage. But again, you have to be close enough to use it, and that's why it's not the absolute best option, but it can still proc Devour, it can still apply weakening, it can still provide our void wells and our solar wells. And a lot of people forget that Handheld Supernova was a thing, and it's still in the game. You just have to use magnetic grenade and overcharge it with a chaos accelerant. And then the last one on the list is the Controverse Hold Warlock with the scatter grenades, overcharging them and using them that way instead of using nothing Manacles. But if you prefer having the extra aspect, then use Child of the Old Gods because it can give you that Void Soul. And then all of that combined together is kind of what makes Nothing Manacles a lot better, because you get an extra fragment slot and you have Child of the Old Gods as well for another ability to get abilities back. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, let me know down in the comments. Also, let me know any way that I can make them better for you. And if you guys did enjoy this, then I plan to do one on the Titan and the Hunter next for you, because the Titan has some really good ones and so does the Hunter. I hope to see you guys all in the next video. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it.